Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is called Steel. We are in, of course, the old schoolhouse, mainly because when we defeated the boss of this floor, we basically heard some kind of rumble somewhere else in the old schoolhouse and we suspect that it's gonna be at the elevator. But because I want to have a few more little fights in between the episodes, we saved it here. So right now we're gonna go back to that elevator room in order to see what's going on. But I just realized, you know what, no, I did realize, but it doesn't matter right now because there is no fighting moment, if I'm correct. Because what I did is I switched out some of the master quartz to level them up to level 3 and 4 as well, just so we progress as far as we can. But I can do that in a moment. But let's see what that noise was. A direct link to the next floor? Or an indicator who is behind all of this? What? Another door. And a big one. 3-4 flames? A red door? I'm certain it wasn't here before. Yeah, I thought we could possibly have overlooked something this obvious. I wonder if the appearance of this door is what caused the tremor earlier. It is plausible. I've seen enough of this building that I could believe almost anything. Regardless, it bears investigation. You're right. Maybe it will give us a clue that will lead to some answers about this place. Rean and the others began investigating the mysterious red door. Though they searched the surrounding area thoroughly, they could find no sign of a keyhole or any other unlocking mechanism. As a last resort, they even tried brute force, assailing it with their weapons to force it to open. However, in the end, it doesn't open unless the schoolhouse wants it to be open. You know, when we are worthy of it being open. Because I'm in agreement with what Rean theorized on until now. And if he's right, it would explain why the door isn't opening. The old schoolhouse is testing us. Not Rean, but the entirety of Class 7. And when we do well, when we are considered worthy, it will show us more. It will open up its doors. I'm positive of that. It's no good. This thing is not going to budge. I can't believe my sword won't so much as scratch it. Yeah, I get the impression that it's made out of some material we can't even manufacture today. I think it's safe to say that destroying it is not an option. If you listen, you can hear the sounds of cogs and springs coming from it too. Maybe the door itself is some kind of giant ornament. Either that, or there's something behind it making those sounds. The mark on my chest. Again, this is the second time, isn't it? Reveal. A voice in his head. I think we just have confirmed that the old school building is after Rean, for whatever reason. But why? What was that? Is something wrong, Rean? It's nothing. But it looks like we've done all we can here for now. We should head back. But it felt like we were so close. Yeah, but like I said, if the schoolhouse doesn't want us to enter that door just yet, it won't let us. The red door is sealed firmly shut. The hum and whir of mechanical sounds can be heard coming from it. I don't think there's much more we can do here for now, so let's go and report back. Well, in agreement that that's probably the only thing we can do, but if that door shows up here, what's gonna be at the lower 2 floors then? I'm so intrigued, I can't wait till next month. Alright, return to the surface. Yeah, let's end investigation. And of course, go with other troubles we have at hand. Back to the Laura and Fee situation. Looks like it's already evening. I really like to submit a report on that red door before the end of the day. Now that you mention it, the principal isn't in today, is he? Perhaps we should just report it to Instructor Sarah for now. Yeah, you're right. I'll tell her about it after we get back to the dorms. Anyway, thanks for coming along today. And I don't know about you guys, but after that, I'm feeling pretty beat. Make sure you get some good rest tonight. I will. Alright, see you later. Dragon Vision as a reward. And as always, 1 additional bonding point. Yes. Alright, let's get back to the schoolhouse. Will we see Celine here somewhere? For some reason, it would feel appropriate for that cat being here, because this is also the first place we saw her, right? At the top of the building when we first got out. Like I said, I think Emma and Celine probably know a bit more about the old schoolhouse than we do. I wonder, 1, if that's true, and second of all, when will they inform us of it? Alright, let's have a quick look. Laura Elliott. And only at the academy. Who will we pick first? I'm slightly torn on it, because we haven't given Elliot much thought through the entirety of the game. He's the least developed character of anyone in Class 7 at the moment, in my opinion, of course. So it might be good to use the bonding point on him. And of course to bridge the gap a bit that we have in our linking points, because he's a bit behind compared to the rest of them. And whatever Laura has for us, we can just view it like we always do. That would be absolutely no problem. But first, let's talk to everybody here. Inconceivable to think that I could be defeated so thoroughly, and by a lady at that. That Friedel, her strength is inhuman. Probably shouldn't bother him while he's stewing in his own rage. Well, she did say that she had something in mind for them, so now we know what she did. She beat him. This is just a misfortune after misfortune lately. Get out of my sight. I'm hardly in the mood to engage with the likes of you. Well, if you insist. Hey, just showing interest. Just normal. They say flowers reflect the heart of whoever raised them. I'm sure Fee's flower will get better as soon as she overcomes whatever issues she's dealing with. The flowers I'm trying to raise aren't doing great. Maybe I can't raise flowers after all. I guess people like me can't make flowers bloom. Ah, come on! It's really starting to make me feel sad for Fee. I really should have a hearty talk with Laura about her. No new fish, but we are getting more and more ground bait, so that's good. Alright. Oh, she's training here. I was more trying to get in here to speak to Friedel, because I want to know what she did to Patrick. I would have loved to see it, to be honest. What's Laura doing here? Looks like she's really concentrating. Is she practicing her cuts here? Well, I can't see any downsides to watching Laura train. Maybe I'll even learn a thing or two. Sure, why not? It might be best to just observe from a distance. Phew. Impresses as always, Laura. Oh, Rean, I didn't see you come in. Sorry, I saw you practicing and I couldn't help but stand and watch. I didn't want to break your concentration with some big greeting either. I'm glad I didn't, because your form was spectacular. That is very kind of you, Rean. But there's no need to lie. You're a skilled enough swordsman to have seen the uncertainty in my every swing just now. Sorry, I guess that was out of line. I understand your desire to protect my feelings, but I still have a way to go. There's nothing more to it. I was hoping that practice would clear my mind, but unfortunately that was not the case. I'm guessing this has something to do with Fee? Alyssa told me that, as Fee's elder, I shouldn't let my emotion get me so much. That is perfectly reasonable expectation, but I find myself failing to do so, time after time. I suppose this means I'm more hot-headed than I thought. Laura, listen. I'm not going to pretend I understand exactly what's going on between the two of you, but I don't think there's any need to force yourself to be any more of an adult than you are. What? For one thing, we're not adults, we're students, and we're here in part to learn how to be adults. It's like swordsmanship. No matter how hard you train, you can't rush mastery. These things take time, right? And that's why I don't think you should try to will yourself into adulthood. Rean, if you ever need to clear your mind, just give me a call. We're both pursuing the way of the sword, so at least I can do is spar with you every once in a while. If you wanted to, we could even go at it right now. That won't be necessary. I'd like to take the time to think things over on my own today. That's perfectly fine. I do appreciate your offer though, and I will be sure to take you up on it once I've resolved my current concerns. Got it. Really looking forward to that. Thank you, Rean. Vengeance. Ooh, interesting. But we were relatively close to leveling that up. Only 100 fights. If we're not linked together. Alright. I look forward to crossing swords with you myself. I'll be sure to issue a formal challenge to you once I've dealt with my current concerns. Oh, you do that. You do that real good. Oh, Laura went off to training on her own. I hope she cheers up before too long. Yeah, because maybe then she will get some decent training with Laura. She's fully committed to the role. I hadn't had a serious duel with someone in quite some time now. Patrick isn't so bad himself. Like anyone's gonna believe that after the way you demolished him? Holy hell. Even if I don't stand a chance with you to go all out. But I guess that what makes you the terror of the fencing club. Well, that was a blast. It's been a while since I took a fight so seriously. Patrick's pretty good himself. No kidding, you completely destroyed him. Brought back some terrifying memories of when I had to go through the same thing. Some humility is always necessary if you become a bit too big for your own bridges. Alright, I guess we should just do all the outerlining areas first before heading to the main building and seeing what Elliot is up to. I think he's probably just prepping for the orchestra meeting next month. What am I going to do with this? Is everything okay? Ah, hey there, Rean. To tell you the truth, I found an ink brush on campus this morning. But now I'm trying to figure out whether or not to toss it in the incinerator. It's pretty nice. What do you mean by ink brush? It's a brush, but it doesn't look like it's had any paint on it. Mind if I take a look? Gyler showed Rean the ink brush. Ooh, is that the first time we actually see his name? Normally I just call him Janitor. Oh, I recognize this. It's Linde's brush? Oh, this is most likely an Eastern calligraphy brush. Ah, so you've seen one of these things before? I have. Someone close to me had an interest in calligraphy, so it's a familiar sight by now. It's an art that has people putting all of their thoughts and emotion into whatever they write. Skilled calligraphers can express those feelings in every stroke of the character they're writing, making their work unique. Ah, well, isn't that something? Then I'm sure the owner must have left it behind by accident. I wish I could get it back to them however they are. Do I know anyone from the Academy as interested in Eastern calligraphy as my master was? Anyway, take it. We're gonna talk to everyone. I'm sure we'll get a hint for it. There's only one person I can think of who would have the same interest as he does. I don't even think he's supposed to be on campus today, but it's worth a shot. I think I know who the brush owner is. Would you mind giving it to me for now? Ah, do you? That will take some weight off my shoulders. I'll tell you that. It's all yours. Thank you. I'll be sure to take it right over. I just hope they got the right person in mind. Well, if we don't, we'll just talk to everyone else until we hit the right person. Ah, thanks for hearing me out. I'll be leaving the ink brush to you then. Okay, now I'm even doubting myself whether or not Gyler was always behind the name Janitor. It could be. Is that Ferris? What in the world is she doing? We don't have practice today. Well, maybe she's training some more to get the better of Alyssa. Is it possible that I truly wish to become friends with Alyssa? Ah, why must my brother say such things? I cannot get these twisted thoughts out of my head. Do I truly wish to prevent Alyssa? Oh, I must return to my running. Perhaps I could outrun these evil thoughts. Or you're having trouble with them because you actually do want to become friends with her. It's not that weird. Whitecomb really is as fast as Lambert says he is. They got back from their ride in a flash. Well, I guess Lambert's been raising him since he was a first year, so it makes sense. I just returned from a quick ride along the highway. As one would expect, Whitecomb is in top shape. Anyone behind the buildings? Nope. Rex isn't selling anything just yet. So, okay, so he thinks he knows who the ink brush is for. In all honesty, I have no idea initially. The first thought that came to my mind was Laura, but clearly he says he, so that's not the person we're looking for. So who else would it be? And it's someone who he doesn't think is going to be here at campus. So is he thinking the principal or maybe Neidhard? Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Just is look everywhere, talk to everyone until we hit the right person. Maybe we'll just see the person as we walk out of here towards our dormitories. But that would be very tricky if that is the case. Do we get a marking on the map if... for where we need to look for it? Nope, we have to figure out this one ourselves. I think we can. And because we know the story continues when we reach Trista, we know the person of interest needs to be on the academy floor. Oh look, Crow has another book overdue. It must be a day of the week ending with a Y. I swear, how many times must I tell that boy that he needs to return his books on time before it sticks? At this rate, he'll have more books in his dorm room than we have in the library itself by the time he graduates. That would be really impressive. And overall, what kind of room does Crow have to be able to hold this many books? That's still the same floor. Our field study in North got me interested in reading about several old legends. That's how I ended up coming to the library with Eustace. I'm hoping he can point me towards some good books on the subject. I thought it might be good to have Eustace recommend me some books on them for further readings. A number of important guests have invited to the banquet held at the Imperial Palace each year. I imagine my father and brother's names are on the guest list, being members of one of the 4 great houses. But with the tensions between the armies and the other ongoing issues, I'm not certain what they'll choose to do this year. Not that it's any of my business, of course. I imagine my father and brother's name are on the guest list. I'm sure they are. Nope, the student has already gone to bed. Right. Student building next. And who knows, maybe it's finally time for us to get that recipe from the cook. Because I'm saying it from the start, at some point we're gonna get one, I'm sure of it. I'm planning on watching the summer races myself. The first day of Summer Festival is a free day here at the Academy, by the way. It's a public holiday over at Heimdall Sea, and Trista's on the outskirts, but we're close enough to take the day off. The first day of the Summer Festival is a free day here at the Academy, and a lot of people take the day off work. Sounds like the perfect conditions to catch summer races, if you ask me. Alright, no new issues. Might as well sell some stuff. Almost 4k, beautiful. And we got a lot of ingredients. Yeah, this is an arbitrary number, I know. Getting everything to 30, but at 30 we should have more than enough to do whatever we want food-wise. That's what I forgot when we were down there. Oh, I forgot to make the other recipes. That's how involved I was trying to beat the boss in the old schoolhouse. I didn't even think of it. Alright, that was almost 10,000 in ingredients we could sell. And we ended up at the number 54 for our new materials, which is not a bad number. Oh, that Thors really is a hard worker. She spends her free days doing student council work, and her grades are still the highest of all the second years. I can't help but worry about her when I see her working so late though. She's gonna give herself grey hairs if she keeps overworking herself like that. Well, it is a reason why we help her in her own free time. Oh, Toe works herself so hard that it's hard not to worry about her. If she was more laid back like Angelica is, I wouldn't worry about her at all. Still the same. Dorothy's been hard at work trying to encourage me to read books detailing extreme friendships between men. Looking back on it now, that seems to have been her intention ever since I joined the club. I'm almost ashamed it took me this long to realize it. I enjoyed Dorothy's writing itself, but her taste can be a bit overbearing at times. Is it my fate to spend the rest of my days here feeling flustered? No, you could also just get used to it, because I think that's what Dorothy mainly wants. Someone on her level of pervertedness. Nah, I'm not interested in any of them. Maybe I join a really cool culture club, maybe. Why don't you join a club? It's not like it's too late. I'm sure you could get into one if you wanted. I'm sure we could. Upper class and lower class students not getting along is nothing new. People normally get over their prejudice and become friends by summer though. The upper class students aren't bad kids after all. Most of the upper class students aren't just used to making friends, let alone with commoners. You get 1 or 2 lost causes, but most of them come around. I want to hear him say Patrick is a lost cause. But on the other hand, he did get his butt kicked a lot lately, and maybe that will change his way of thinking. Even though it might be a bit of a stretch. Already finished for today? So our club is going to be shut down if we lose next month's match? Oh, sorry Machias. It seemed like they went ahead and forced it through approval somehow. What a waste. I thought this year was really looking up once we joined. It's not over yet, Stefan. If they've hit us this hard, that's all more the reason to hit back even harder. We're going to completely annihilate them. Yeah! Both our clubs are around the same level when you look at the raw playing ability. That means all I need to do is step up my game and show them they messed with the wrong club. Oh yeah, this is right in Machias' alleyway. Beating nobles? That's what he loves to do. Machias is right. If we want to keep this club alive, we'll need to come at them with everything we have. Machias is right. Also go on for the day. It's probably back in Tristan. Story Club also is done for the day. But not Beryl. She's always here.
Oh, it's you. I'm afraid fate has dealt you a terrible hand today.
Why, hello Rean, how are you today? That's how most people start their conversation. Is that really so hard?
My apologies. I'll wholeheartedly suggest that you take special care though. I'm afraid you're en route to a very bad luck today. I wholeheartedly suggest that you take special care.
I am very curious what's about to happen. Oh, how could I like to accompany me at the summer festival, Toa? Everyone needs a break every now and then, and this seems like a perfect one.
I'd like to at least. Maybe if I can get all this work out of the way.
There are about 1 million things I'd rather do than attend a boring garden party. Walking to the summer festival arms in arm with Toa, for instance? I would like that as well.
Oh, going to the summer festival would be awfully nice. Maybe if I managed to finish all of this work.
If I had a bonding point to do something to help her, I would do it straight away. Definitely. 100%. Alright. That's it for the Union building. Engineering next. I think both the principal, vice principal and Neidhart for the possible ink brush, they will all build in the main building. We found a magazine that's offering prizes if you can pick the winners at the summer races. Time to finally cash in on all that time I spent at the tracks, watching and wishing I had the money to bet. I pretty much got this contest wrapped up in a bow already. What, are you gonna spend my 50 mira you stole from me on the beginning of the game? We found a magazine that's offering prizes. I told Jellica about it too. I wonder which horses she'd pick. The fast ones, I'm sure. Ooh, he's behind the orbit machine. The old schoolhouse is just full of surprises, isn't it? First the elevator, now the mechanical red door. Maybe we should go check it out when I finally get some free time. Yes, not now though. I'm totally exhausted after all that work. Maybe my brain could use a little jump start from that super sweet donut I've got tucked away in the cupboard. He couldn't look happier if I gave him 1 million mira. He must really love sweet things. I do too, but they're just not good for you. Just keeping an eye on the master quartz. All this work has really wiped me out. Maybe time to rub myself with that tasty donut I've been saving. Alright, where's that cupboard? Because can we steal the donut from him? Have a close look to see if I see anything shining. Would be amazing if we could pick up the donut. None I would steal from him. I would just be very curious what would happen. Alright, that's everything on the outside. So all we have now left is the main building. Alright, let's see where everyone is. Of course the janitor isn't here because he's in the incinerator. It's pretty busy for an evening, to be honest. Because usually most of the students already left for home. President Van Dyke is currently away on business. With Heimdall Summer Festival approaching, he's been drawn into meetings left and right. He's always so busy this time of year. The Wind Orchestra will finally be performing next month. It's been a pleasure to see them all practice and grow. I eagerly await the chance to see the fruits of their efforts on stage. I'm certain that their performance will be a resounding success. I eagerly await the chance to see the fruits of their efforts on the stage. Me too, in all honesty. I think it would be amazing. Hearing about Heimdall's Summer Festival really takes me back. Oh, have you been to Heimdall? Oh, I used to work there actually. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend the summer festival very often, since the job had me traveling all the time. Oh my, I can only imagine you had quite the busy workplace. The summer festival really brings back memories. It'd be nice to go back and see it again should I get the chance. Oh, you really should, cause I am hoping that we will be able to get there as well, and I'd love to see you there. Instructor Makarov, smoking on campus is strictly prohibited, just as I told you over and over and over again. Oh, sorry about that. How many times must I tell him that the school is a no-smoking zone? 1,000,001, I suppose. Man, is he really worked up today, isn't he? Yeah, it's because the principal isn't here, so he's trying to use his additional powers he'd gotten because of that in order to make you submit. Alright, there's our first target. I apologize, but I have considerable amount of work that needs finishing.
Aha, you and me both. And that's exactly why I need to drink. This is our chance to unburden ourselves by grumbling about all the hardships we face.
Wait, I think you missed my point. I knew I should have finished my work this afternoon. But then, what of the swimming lessons? I held them entirely for the benefits of the students. And it was very much appreciated, really.
You should take a break from work sometimes and join me. Think of it as a chance to get some quality bonding time in with a fellow instructor. You take a break.
Unlike Thomas. Cause I think he's someone we should definitely not underestimate.
I'm glad I caught you, Principal Van Dyke. I heard that you weren't going to be on campus today.
Good day, Schwarzer. Unfortunately, I'm only here to gather the papers I need for my next meeting. In fact, you called me right as I was about to leave. But did you have something to ask me? I can certainly spare a minute or two to help a student.
Oh, thank you very much. I do have one quick question.
He definitely doesn't have time for a report on the old schoolhouse. It's kind of a strange one too. Gallagher the janitor gave me this ink brush. It wouldn't happen to be yours by any chance, would it?
Rean showed Principal Van Dyke the Eastern ink brush.
That's it. I was just lamenting its loss earlier.
I thought as much. I'm glad I could reunite it with its rightful owner.
I wasn't that far off on my second guess, was I? Thank you ever so much. Where did you say you found this again?
Well, Guyler gave it to me, and he told me he found it near the water fountains this morning.
I see. That would make sense. I was giving it a good cleaning over there just this morning. However, I left it there when someone called for me. By the time I was able to return, it had disappeared. How happy I am to have it back in my possession. Thank you again for spending the time and energy to reunite us, Schwarzer.
Oh, it was no trouble at all.
I am kind of curious about that brush though. It looks like you've used it for a long time. Ah, so you noticed. It was a gift from an old friend of mine, you see. In our younger days, we were constantly sparring, both to improve our skills and to motivate one another. He was the one who urged me to take up the art of Eastern calligraphy. I suppose it's been around 10 years since then.
It's impressive that you've had the same brush for so long.
My apologies, Rean, but I'm afraid I must be going now. I wish I had more time to discuss the finer points of calligraphy with you, but alas. Maybe some other time. I hope I didn't make you late, though. Don't fret. I cannot thank you enough for returning my brush to me. Please, take this as a sign of my thanks. Holy sphere. Yeah, thank you. Ah, thank you very much. And with that, I will take my leave. Look forward to hearing your report on the old school house upon my return. Yeah, he seems like a very good principal. I wonder if his old friend is really who I think it is. He's thinking his own master, isn't it? The one he referred to as the one who's also really into calligraphy. Anyway, I probably shouldn't be loitering in this room. Yeah, because the vice principal, he would get really upset really quickly. Alright, let's have a quick look at that holy thing. 800 and prevents death blows. Not bad at all. Alright, how many do we have on top of here? Besides Elliot, of course. Nah, it's not too bad. I'm pretty sure that group of 3 is probably Finn's end, because the only one who stands that close to him is Sharifa. I was in a slump just a short while ago now, but it didn't last long. I took my own advice and worked straight through it. Slumps are nothing to me. Not enough chit-chat, back to work. Yeah, will you ever finish off that horse? I would love to see that if we reach the end of the game, then we come back here and that horse is just done, and she's very content with what she did. And to be honest, I don't remember there being so many bottles around this flower. Have the art department begin drinking? Maybe. Oh no, I was fiddling with Hybel's violin and one of the strings kinda snapped. But what happens all the time, right? He can fix it no problem, can't he? Oh, I'm going to have to apologize the minute he gets back. It's weird though. I probably even touched it and the string just snapped. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe I'm cursed. I think you are definitely cursed. Oh, it's behind on the piano. Were you playing the piano, Elliot? Yep, I thought it might lighten my spirits a bit. I'm starting to feel a little nervous now that our performance is coming up. Right, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You're performing at a church in town, right? Yeah, that's the one. We're hoping a lot of townspeople and kids will come out and see us. The Wind Orchestra holds a concert like this every year. Last year was apparently a huge success. Really? Well, I guess I should go see it if I have the time. Thanks. I really hope you can make it. You know, now I'm kind of interested in hearing him play the piano. Yeah, we're gonna follow through with what we said before. Spend some extra quality time with Elliot, because we haven't been doing that. Hey there, Elliot. Would you mind playing the piano a little for me? Oh, sure thing. I'd like that. What should I play? Phew, I haven't played the piano in ages, so that was probably an ordeal for the ears. Are you kidding? I thought that sounded great. Given how good you are at the violin, I'm impressed you found the time to become a great piano player too. It's no big deal. I tried every instrument you could think of back when I was still setting on becoming a musician. That's all there is to it. You sound like that's not impressive in itself, especially when you can still play so well after all this time. It didn't hurt that I always had one pianist in particular to look up to. She was the reason I got interested in music in the first place. I guess that inspired me to put just as much effort into the piano as I did the violin. She must have been really something. I've never gotten close to her level though. So what if I can play a ton of instruments? It probably means I'll never stick with one long enough to master it. I don't have that willpower. I'm always giving up halfway, never making it to the end of anything. That's probably why I gave up on my dream to become a musician too. Elliot. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to darken the mood all of a sudden. No worries. If anything, I'm happy you were able to open up to me like that. Besides, it shows to me just how much you really do love music. Huh? I don't think you tried out a bunch of instruments just so you could find one to study. Music's what speaks to you. Seems only natural you want to learn how to hear all it's saying. If you didn't have that genuine passion, there's no way you would have gotten as good as you are. If you ask me, being able to love music like that is a talent all on its own. Rean. Maybe I wasn't wrong after all. Wrong about what? Nothing. Just talking to myself. Thanks though. That really cheered me up. I'll be sure to bring that attitude into the performance next month. Good to hear. I'll be cheering you on. And so will I. Yeah. Elliot definitely needed that bonding event. Thanks, Rean. That really cheered me up. I'll make sure that next month's performance goes off without a hitch. You do that, and I'll be there to watch it. It's gonna be brilliant.
Oh, is it my darling Vincent? Mind if I join you?
I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid you've caught me right as I was leaving.
Come on now, darling. No need to be shy. Allow me to take you all the way home. I picked some more cookies just for you. They're filled with love, literally. Just try them and see.
I'm not even gonna theorize about what she means with literally. I'm begging you, for the love of Ilios, please stay away. Sarifa, how can you merely sit back and watch this during this time of crisis? Honestly, I find the situation rather entertaining. So do I. Oh my, the predator has finally become upon its prey. Will Master Vincent discover the means to wriggle his way out of this situation? I shall be by his side every step of the way. A part of me wants him to escape, so she can chase him a bit more. On the other hand, I wouldn't mind having him basically give in and become the boyfriend to Margarita. Ooh, Celine. She seems happy. Maybe I'll bring her some more another time. But all I want is when we walk away now, is that we hear a whisper in the background saying, "Thanks, Rean." Ah, damn it. That would have been amazing though. Because we known from that one scene with Emma and Celine behind the school building that she can talk. It would be such a really nice extra hint. A blatant confession, but I would have loved it either way. Alright, and so we're off back to the dormitory, but she might suspect we're gonna leave it here, because I do reckon that once we get to the dormitory we're gonna hear another section of a bad time, maybe with Machias' article in it. And of course after that we're going straight into the practical exam and maybe introduction to our next field study. Will it be Heimdall for the summer festival? We can really only hope at that, I bet. So, but that's gonna be next time. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time. And we'll see if we can deal with this practical exam like we've done every other time. See you then. Bye bye.